This is my first time in a while reading, and I appreciate you. So, my best friend looked me straight in the eyes, face sullen. A general preparing her soldier for war. Repeat after me, she says. We don't love these hoes. Yeah. And I don't remember how long ago this occurred, but it's safe to say that that did not work. As much as I'd like to claim that this was a pivotal moment for me and that I started treating men like dogs, because hey, even the good ones are trash, and if he hadn't hurt me, it's likely that he's hurt someone, like my mom always said, but it didn't quite stick that way. Ezel, James, Jamarcus, the hardest part of all tales of immortality is living on past your loved ones, watching them age and pass and leave. I find myself living in my memories of you, Damon, Brian, Lou, remembering everything you said longer than you do. I wish I was a siren, but I've always been more mermaid, saving these men from drowning only to be stoned on the beaches of their prerogative when they see that my beauty doesn't outweigh the parts of me that some could call unnatural, sacrificing my voice for weak legs just to be near them. Paul, Kive, Rashad, I've cared for you all. I know you didn't believe me. I know my kisses were laced with fear and skittish hearts caused eyes to stay in constant search of escape routes. I've always felt comfortable sitting in the emergency exit row. I loved you all in the best ways I knew how at the time. I'm sorry if it felt like my heart wasn't big enough, but I had broken it so long ago myself and put it away in chests and lockers behind codes so complicated I can't remember them all. I could only show you the pieces I had on hand, break off crumbs for you to have. You each hold a piece of me. I crave affection that I do not know how to receive. Love is starting to look like a parade of doors slamming in my face, like I was right to sit in my hesitation, like soon I'll be too broken to even be used, like everyone I meet will just be a copy of one of you. Brian died a couple months later. Michael ended his separation from his wife. David was too young, couldn't even buy me a drink. Fred went home to follow his drinks, but hey, even if I hit you once, you still belong to me. And I'm not one for temporary loving when it's not on my own terms. Each of you hold a lesson that I just can't seem to learn. But thank you all so much. So I love that round of applause. We want to make sure.
All right, yes, I am the best friend who said we don't love these hoes and then go to fall in love with hoes. I am just kidding. The person I currently think I'm in love with is an upstanding citizen of society. All right, so I got two new shits. I've lost years of my life to trauma, not to the pain, but to the forgetting. The spans of years where I could have not existed, or perhaps where I did not want to, and my brain obliged haunt me with the memories of the forgotten. So on this day, I decided to create my own. Loving ones, remembrances that will make this poem something of a joyous thing rather than a eulogy to the parts of me I've left die. The year is 2005. I am home. The smell of breakfast creeping its way into senses, my blanket warm, heavy. heavy, beckoning me to stay, but the aroma of fresh cooked bacon is enough to claw me from my comfort. My mother stands in the kitchen. Soft music echoes off the eggshell white of the walls, reaches my ears that know little of degradation but much of praise. Her arms, a place of comfort as I stumble into her embrace. Clumsy as ever, she says, a smile curling at the corners of her countenance, and I am home. The month is September. My birthday draws ever closer, and the excitement builds like heavy winds during hurricane season. We are at the mall, picking out outfits for the occasion. For an occasion it is. We celebrate the day of my birth here, revel in life here. Need not acquiesce because reluctance has no place among this joy here. I am home. The day is December 25th. Impatience jolts open eyes before dawn, tree illuminating the dark. I've long stopped believing in miracles, yet I know that this life is one. I am grateful to be alive. The time is 10:30 p.m. I am tucked comfortably into covers. One foot left out to regulate my temperature. Eyelashes flutter as I struggle to stay awake and read just one more chapter. I devour the words as if this was the last supper, but my head rests against pillow and consciousness ceases to be something worth saving. I drift into a peaceful slumber. I rest, and I am home. I am home. I am home. All right, so this is a real short piece, guys. Thank you. Wow, I hate you. Fuck you, I love you though. Name me sidewalk blossom. Name me survivor. Name me that which sees obstacle as just another opportunity for victory. Name me she who knows that even the snow will melt in the spring and that water brings life. Name me resilience. As one who never let the fear of losing place non-injured wings into sling. Name me a flying thing. She who saw the sky and wished herself a cloud, instead became bird, instead became song, instead became wing. Name me perseverance disguised as adversity. Joy disguised as grief. Name me all the things that tried but failed to break me. Name me hope, love, grace. Name me one who knows what it is to curl fists at the heavens in an accusatory why. Name me she who knows how to fight, but instead chooses always to fly. Thank you.
Alright, let me just pull it. This is called the summer of 1996. You became a cardinal. Your tired body, no longer trapped by the cancer that weighed you down, was finally free. You flew past my house every day at 3 and we would point out and scream, "It's abuelo!" Then run off to catch you, only to set you free into the mesquite. In our minds, you became more than the yellow of your eyes and the curve of your back. Cancer slipped in while you slept, using the spare key you kept in an old cigarette pack out back. It crept into every organ of your aging body. You denied it all. You were fine. You were a working man. Nothing a little Vaseline couldn't fix. A stroke of the match and a fire in your eyes. You inhaled the cigarette as long as time allowed. The growing issue inside you ceased. You died in the corner room of our house. There were no clouds in the sky that day, no music in the air, only water in my eyes. Actually, I think I told you 3. Okay. This is called The Day My Mother Left. Her long black hair danced violently across her face, while mine brushed away the trickle of tears. I placed heavy stones of myself in her suitcase, stone after stone, but I didn't weigh enough. She stood north, while my dad kneeled south. 3 equals between. How could she leave? The smell of burned tortillas filled the room. Smoke rose, choked me from within. Trees moaned, stroked our home to be still. July heat, cutthroat, the air humid and thick. My mother's touch, arctic, her goodbye kiss, unwanted and over too soon. My vision blurred the further she walked away in my favorite summer dress. She fired up her old red car and shouted out the window, "I love you." I watched the dust tornado run. And a couple of years passed after that poem that I wrote, and I had this very I love you, Mom, we're working on a relationship. And when I took really rowdy MDMA, I wrote this at a rave. I was spiraling, and this poem brought me out of it. How I came to be. Inside her belly, Sandia seeds sprouted sweet notes from Mama to me. Passed down double helix, bloodlines buried deep. You and I, 2 in 1. Her voice rumbled down my vertebrae, singing a vibrant life into me. Her cup runneth ovaries, pouring pure agua de bendita streams, collecting into cavernous pools, carrying Mija inside, birthing a light of her life into being. This woman, who is my mother, how did you become to be? That's it.
Are there any penis poets on the list, or nope? We just lined all of. Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. Let me see what I got going on, because I was lesson planning for tomorrow because I'm a teacher. It's star season. I probably should do lesson planning, but I don't teach a tested subject, so I got shit to do when they get done testing tomorrow.
Turn up!
You mean shots? Shots I can't do. I gotta work. No, I can do shots. I'm not that old. Disregard me. Don't mind my hips. I mean, it's hard to not mind my hips, but yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, don't mind my hips. Okay, we'll just do something I know already. I have poems in my head, guys, wherever they are. Okay. Tic Tac. Tic Tac. Her nickname was Tic Tac. Not quite sure how she got that, but she smelled like lilac against my fingers, and as hard as I pushed, she kept pulling, so what the hell? I let her eat the cat. But we weren't playing for X's and O's, so when this game was over and I won, all she had to show were a bunch of empty circles and crosses that didn't quite look the same anymore. Tic Tac. I told you, this game is not fair. There are tricks to keep you from winning and me from losing. I'm not a gambling type of girl. I like my odds even. Only let you in because there was a hole in your heart quite similar to this game we're in. Haven't you ever noticed how tic-tac-toe in a Far Cry from Battleship? I told you I'd make you wet enough to sink. You never expected tears. Promise not to double cross you, but that's what X's are made of, and you always wanted to be the O's. Didn't quite like being placed in a box, but couldn't find the line that entered you right. Forgot that in tic-tac-toe, all you have is 3 strikes. Even when you win, you get scratched out unless you play for keeps and eat the cat right? I'm a sore loser, nah, you, the sore loser. Tic-tac, I told you, you keep toeing this line, you won't be able to see straight. I mean, your parents will only want you to be straight, while your desires, like exes, think of your fantasies as animalistic. Think of you as a cannibal because all you want to do is eat me, and darling, The only way you'll be able to win is to cross me. You won't be able to play tic-tac-toe anymore. You'll have to play society. Straight people have a monopoly. Don't ask, don't tell me. We'll push off the plate quick like boardwalk, baby. There can be no we. Stay on your side of this line is thin and treacherous. I can't stand for you to buy me or appease your love in public, and then after hours try me, you keep ticking me off, tacking on judgment, totaling our relationship holes where hugs used to be. Fuck. I crossed the line, TT. Just want you with me. Just want you to be with me. I know you can't. I know we are cats and there aren't enough X's and O's to keep this battleship afloat. What will they call you? When you're no longer TikTok, I bet they'll call you Cat. And I hope you have 9 lives, baby. I told you about towing this line, and there's no going.
Yes, I have a penis. No, that does not dictate my gender. I said dick. I went to the dentist today, so my mouth hurts and the vodka hasn't kicked in, so I'm going to do a short poem for y'all. That's right. Recently published poem. It's called The European Ivy. Invasive species consuming soil, engulfs space, cigarette smoke crowding out oxygen, lung, blood, and snuffs out possibility. Webbed across the surface, green lattice, duck-footed leaves smothering home for rats, harboring disease, impossible to uproot, rustic amber syrup spilling over mossy bark, over native life, over and over, it gorgeous, indiscriminate, halts the growth of what was there, does not like inclusivity, does not care what dies. The plant colonized entire countries. With a flag, history might excuse the conquest.
So I was like, I'm still gonna do the poem. It's called What's It Like? I wrote it today because they invited me. What's it like? What's it like to find your voice, to speak your mind, to feel the freedom of your thoughts flowing out your mind, to create, to manifest, to live the life you make, to feel free. To feel free is a luxury attained by those determined to succeed, to be blessed. To look around and be happy, smile on your face, joy is my happy place to be me. To look in the mirror and finally like what you see, to heal the trauma that runs so deep, to believe. To stand here and say, this is me, to achieve, to be proud of the path you lead. What's it like? What's it like to be loved? To lean on someone grounded, strong, to be heard, to be chosen first every day, to belong. What's it like to be great? To wake up feeling today is your day, to hold that feeling near your chest and reflect, to stand still, to breathe. This is me. It feels like me. Thank you.
I hate him. Fuck off first. I was like already getting in the zone. I am looking for someone new, a fresh metaphor, to tie me up and spit me out. I mean, spit in my mouth. I mean, give me something new to write about. My pen ran out of ink months ago. I need a new inkwell, someone clear and easy to understand. My pen has to love you more than I do. I can't keep letting her run dry. I have given her option after option, but my pen fails to bleed the right shade of crimson because there's no one she loves writing about more than you.
So I bought a new fucking pin. This is a public service announcement. I am looking for a fresh metaphor. Someone to tie me up and spit in my mouth. I mean, give me something good to fucking write about.
Yeah, so I'm sorry it took me a second to come up here and like finish, because I'm literally finishing the poem that I'm about to read to you guys tonight. So yes, this is new shit. See, I'm a big dude. I'm a cook. So if it's one thing I know in every aspect of life is how to eat. I'm a big guy that cooks, so that means I love to taste. I'm a hefty man that chefs it up, so I know where all the best spots are. I'm a chunky chef, so I know how to stuff. A large line cook that can make you drool from your palate to your panties. I'm a dangerous man with some white wine and pasta in my hand. A wise man said the way to a woman's heart is through her stomach, and I got a few ways to hit the spot. Give you an addiction to this finger licking. I cook in a kitchen or a bedroom, sheets, sizzling sensations, biting skin, grinding teeth into pillowcases, intoxicating vibe for me to drink in. I'm insatiable to what you bring to this table. You might think I'm a glutton, but I was always told to clean my plate, leave nothing behind, because there's kids hungry in Africa, and I'm sorry, but there's no amount of kids in Ethiopia that can match my starvation. I can tell you that food is sex. So the fact of the matter is, I make things taste good for a living, so I can make a living tasting you. Thank you.
It's all messy. It's all messy. Death is a desert, is dry, ashy crunch between blistered gums. Sun blotches and post-mortem lips left for the ones who aren't dead. Death is dessert, is the decadent, decaying triple chocolate that builds tartar between clenched teeth. Wilted marigold. Dessert is desert with an extra S. Same death. So that was one. Wait, and I just want to say something. Okay, like I have to find my place, so I'm gonna entertain y'all while I find my place. I'm a phenomenal singer, and I don't know what color because this light is blinding. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I visited the beach and I wrote. This was National Poetry Month 2023, Day 8, poem number 1. I have a lot of poem number 0s, y'all, so number 1 is a good spot. I wanted to tic-tac-toe in the sand, to gamble on your memory, but the lines were drawn by someone else's stick. And by the time I arrived to the White Cat Beach, I lost the bet anyway. The breeze was frigid, the salt stung my shins, and I dreamed of your bones fragmented and smeared in the ocean. I thought of wedding nights, and the fucking hard red wine on the top of the T-top Trans Am. When our 23-year-old dreams were hung on good sex and childish jealousy, fishes caught in bikini tops and summer blonde hair, births, rebirths, and lots of deaths, and runaway days. But somehow I've made it here, alive and alone for the first time, to witness all these apparitions of blue, my favorite color and my favorite place to lose myself in an ocean's abundance and find a glimpse of God in my memory of you. So that's all I'm for y'all. It gets better when you edit it. So I'm encouraging people to write a lot of new shit. We'll go back and edit. We'll have like a editing made. It doesn't have the same ring as, fucking, I don't know. But let's write and edit later. Y'all keep writing. I need to remember.
So I just want to give a little shout out to Puppy Pink because she doesn't even know this, but she inspired me to come here. Today was a hard day.
Today I felt the gut-wrenching pain of putting our memories into boxes like they're going to a morgue because this is over and I'm no longer in the house I was trying to make into a home. It is now a tomb of what didn't become between us and our potential. Today I realized for the first time I had to finally move forward with nothing holding me to him anymore. Is it really over? Today I wrapped up all the smiles, laughs, love, passion, good days, the unforgettable days, the days that made us feel so alive within one another, you and me and you. But I wrapped it with bubble wrap so it wouldn't break anymore. Today I realized that 30 still comes with heartbreak and no thundering bass song will be loud enough to cover the cracking noises it makes as I hear you fill your boxes with your lies that put us here wrapped up in the shirt I bought you. Today I cried in an empty room as I began to slowly dissociate from my mind on command because life is getting too real and I tend to still revert to old trauma responses. The ones that protect me from yet another scar that won't seem to heal because I refuse to lose. See, I'm a winner at mourning all that my heart ever loved. Today felt like a dream to me. Like we're just characters in this book I'm writing and I'm testing out our personalities to see what choices they'll make, waiting for the exciting climax. See, I always wanted to be a writer, but never at the expense of you becoming the tragedy I'd write about one day. The one that makes me famous because everyone can relate to having their heart so broken it changes their brain chemistry. Because no one forgets a love so profound it changes your soul down to its molecular level. Today, I looked around and saw just how much I loved you and cared for you in a place you so easily threw me out of multiple times, not caring that I wouldn't be in our bed, asleep, safe and sound next to you because that's asking too much out of a man who once claimed to love me, right? Today, I had to say goodbye to rooms once filled with hope of a life I'd spend with you by my side as we continue to explore each other along with the world, making love in all the wrong places, creating empires that now will never be built. Instead, we've built and left behind these ruins in what once was our home that I no longer have a key to. Today was a fucking hard day. I just moved out of this apartment, so that's the theme. This place showed me the true meaning of killing yourself for the all-American dream, despite being so mexicana hasta me cuelgo el molcajete. This place gave me the ability to finally leave the home that raised me and my trauma, the apartment in college that held my imposter syndrome because I was just a first gen from the barrio of San Anto, the place I once cuddled up with a snake, squeezing the life out of me. This place is where we sat at the dinner table, where we shared our meals, laughter, and life together, then giving me the news you were putting a stop to what I once was building with you. So I thought, this place that was once my safe haven after a long day's work, coming home to you and our dogs, just for me to come home to a pet cemetery of a dog called Lover, with all his grievances of why he can't simply be and give up the dog life. This place where I got to meet the real you, the true colors, the man without the mask, the one you tried so badly to hide. But in this place I see you with mirrors all around our master bathroom. And somehow we couldn't master ourselves for the sake of us. And here I sing what hurts the most was being so close, funny, because we saw Rascal Flats together at your company party. I'll always remember that night because it was the last posada my abuelo ever celebrated while I was celebrating your ongoing lies. This place holds memories and photos like a pro. The good ones you blow up and frame real nicely. The okay ones that you have to print out to fill up some space. And the bad ones that hold the most emotion, but you shrink so small almost to become non-existent, you can't even tell the faces. This
This place I used to fantasize was my princess castle, where I'd appreciate nature like Cinderella on the balcony of our bedroom, with our 2 dogs as my trusty steeds, and of course you, the most handsome prince of them all, living happily ever after. But my reality was I was the side piece taking care of the cleaning, cooking, and chores like Cinderella, with the balcony that held all the tears I cried on nights you wouldn't come home or answer your phone. A prince of the night she had come to realize she was sleeping next to and on top of, because he knew how to lie in my language. This place was my way of making things better for us. Maybe he'd be happier with me here. I had traveled back in time and morphed myself into a wife with an apron but no wedding ring. Not even an assured promise from his lips, because those words burned just enough to keep him from even saying anything remotely to commitment. See, he's a vato from the streets, y para mí, una rata que no vale nada. This place so beautiful, so pristine, with echoes of cries, screams, arguments, and passion. It held our energy and gave it a home. While you were out visiting to see if the grass was greener in other places, I was preparing a home like a sacred oasis.
I've heard addiction is a disease. I imagine it one without a cure, one passed down from my father, one that skipped my mother. How it feels to hold another's hand spinning in this dark, twisted fate of existence might resemble that of a hospital visit. And God be there only when you have insurance. But what is an overpriced premium when your drug dealer sells happiness for $10 at a time? What is one day at a time when everything is a blur? There are no meetings that can prepare me for the worst and best parts of me wrapped inside of a pill capsule or found at the end of a cut-up straw. And who's taking count of how many days I have until this thing kills me? This disease took my father away, and though he still breathes, I have not seen him in years. Think maybe I have never met him. Could have held me while drunk or high or both, or maybe it's his gift to me, or maybe his gift to me would be that of victory. But Dad, I did not ask to be both slain and slayer, did not ask for admittance and acceptance of a public shaming. The sound of my apology sound a lot like a respirator machine, and I am still breathing the sins of yesterday. I've heard addiction is a lifelong disease. One that'll riddle my bones brittle and desolate me until the end. One that'll whisper lullabies into my ear, a siren taunting me to drown myself in the very sea I was baptized in. And who am I to refuse but a silly old beggar with a wish in his hand and a pipe in his other? Thank you. All right. I'll just read this. Dear Caitlyn Jenner, shut the actual fuck up. How dare you sit your chicken lip ass at home and spew the hate that kept you hating yourself for the majority of your life. You call the LGBTQ+ a terrorist group and then continue to terrorize my timeline with your hunchback selfies. You say that you found yourself, made a whole ass documentary about it. I say you've proved that even a white trans woman can exude white male privilege. I dare not mislead you. But who the hell do you think you are? Advocating against the very people who built you, who made you. Caitlyn, I guess you didn't learn your lesson the first time, but running over innocent people is not how we operate here. Not very ladylike of you, not very human. Forget that black and brown bodies marched and died for years for you to be looking like the scarecrow version of Wizard of Oz. Instead of getting your face redone to look like your daughters, but I'm here to tell you, honey, God don't like ugly, and you, ma'am, are ugly. I'm not talking about that scrunched up silhouette you carry around. I'm talking about your soul. Because if there is a heaven and a hell, and if there is a limit of the amount of love God has to give to his children, what makes you think your queer ass is eligible for peace? What when you leave pieces of shit on Twitter for us to clean up, throwing fruited pebbles at society while melanated bodies continue to chunk bricks? It's always bitches like you wrapping their thumbs around a subject they have no business talking about. You clout chaser, you rubber tire looking ass bitch. See, you look tired. Bedtime.